So shall we start? Hello, everybody. Really happy to see you all today. Thank you for coming. Welcome to the first Russian dog training online conference in English. This is the first event that we have organized, and we are so excited about that here in Russia. Yeah. So a few words about myself. My name is Leila. I'm the founder and the facilitator of DogMe English Speaking Club for dog trainers. I've been doing this around 2 years now. I'm a TESOL certified language trainer. I've got diplomas in marketing and business translations. And I've completed a lot of teaching workshops, webinars, conferences, and so on. And I'm improving and working permanently, learning. So you can see my contacts here below, Instagram, and I've got 2 channels on Telegram. The one is for Russian dog trainers, Собачий Английский, and the second one is for foreigners who live in Russia and who are interested in dog training as well. Hopefully some of them can join today or will watch the recording. So hello. Before we move on to the agenda, I'd like to tell a few words about the idea of this event. I came up with the idea to make some real life situation and to help dog trainers to practice English in real life situation at the stage of the planning, the course. And then when we moved on and we learned a lot, we together decided to make it as a charity event. And we can see now that many people support us, and this is really great. And a few days ago, I was sitting and thinking about the conference, and I realized that 2 years ago, I even couldn't imagine that, but I dreamt about having some community of people who would like to use their English in the purposes of professional and personal purposes. And now I can see 40 people in our chat on Telegram. And I guess this is the community already, and we can do something with that. And absolutely feel free to practice to speak there and don't leave the chat after the conference. Stay. And I definitely will arrange something for you and to feed all your goals in English. So this is absolutely great. I'm happy about that. So can you see the agenda in my screen? Yeah. So I'd like to introduce you our speakers today, our brave ladies who are doing this for the first time, really. And they are Екатерина Боровитина, Оксана Курбатова, Екатерина Каргальцева, Анастасия Панфилова, Юлия Розова, Нина Шелефантюк, and Anastasia Rudakova. So before we move on, I'd like to ask you to support our speakers with your reactions, with your questions, because giving a talk for a non-native speaker can be really, really challenging. And so support them, please. And a few words about the families. We have arranged this event in favor of 2 families. I guess you all know them. So Dasha and Anna, yeah, these are their Instagram accounts, so you can join the accounts as well and see. And we managed to gather around 30,000 rubles for now. I'm not sure with the numbers, but this is a huge sum, I guess. So we did it together. It's great. And if you have any questions, you can drop them to the chat box, and I will try to follow and to ask questions, to ask our speakers. So I guess that's it for now. And shall we start with the speakers? And Ekaterina Boravitina is the first one. with her talk about enriched environment. So Katya, please. Wow.
Hello, everybody. Give me a moment.
Guys, can you please write to the chat box, where are you from? Where are you located right now? Moscow. Yes, okay. Me too, not far from Moscow. Everybody's typing. Moscow, northern Spain, great. Moscow, many people from Moscow. Звенигород, Chelyabinsk, suburban. Okay, but where? Moscow, Batumi, Georgia, but now in Batumi, great. Is it warm there? Королев, not far from Moscow. Одинцово. Okay, many people from Moscow. So, okay, great. Thank you very much. Dasha. This is Dasha with 100 dogs from suburban. Okay, great. So, Katya, go ahead.
Thank you, Leila. So, hello, everybody. Happy to be there. And if you have any question for me, you can write it in comments. And after the session, I will answer you. And I'd like to begin with a question. Do you like to do something new? Taste new, unusual food, maybe touch something? Think about it. And what about your dogs? Imagine two situations. The same walking road, nothing new, nothing happens. And another one. Maybe some new objects, new places which you can explore, maybe some new food. Which you prefer? And what about the dog? Share it with us in comments. We wait a little. First, second. Yeah, of course, if you are not very tired and your dog is healthy, is the second situation. And today I'm going to tell you how to make your dog's life more rich and interesting, and show you that it's very easy and funny. But first of all, I'd like to say a few words about myself. So my name is Ekaterina Borovitina, and I am a dog behaviorist, as you can suggest. And I have completed Nordic Dog Trainer School, second B level. I'm following the holistic approach to dog training and understand the dog behavior consists of many factors. I practice with my two different dogs, and now I'm based in Poland, where I help guardians and their dog to improve their lives. And a few words about my dogs. My first dog is Kairi. Now she is 3 years old. She is very self-confident and brave dog. And when she was younger, she can't sleep, she can't sit, she moves. And my second dog, she's completely different. Her name is Phoebe. Now she's 2 years old. And she's scaredy cat dog. She is not self-confident at all. And environment enrichment help both of them to feel more balanced. So let's move on. So what is environmental enrichment? In simple terms, it's everything that stimulates your dog's brain and gives you new experience. And there are many ways how you can organize it. As illustration, let's look some examples. First of all, about classical music and sounds. There was some research showing that listening classical music increase resting and sleeping time and reduce stress level. You can turn on it to your home dog, or if you work in shelter, you also can try it. Of course, you have to remember to don't play music all the time, because they also want to rest like us. And another example, for example, if you're a breeder and you have a small puppies, or you have a puppy before vaccination that can't walk, you can turn on them city sounds to help adopt them to the city. So the next, what about smells? As you know, dog nose is a very powerful tool that can provide a lot of information. As humans have 6 million of smell receptors. Not bad, yeah? But our canine friends have about 300 millions of this. And that's not all. The part of the brain processes these receptors is roundly 40 times larger than our own. And I have a good example with socks of your friends. For us, it's just the socks, but for your dog, it's a lot of information. She can understand where a friend was, maybe what's he feeling. We don't know exactly. Or you can find an old carpet. It also contains a lot of information. Or you can bring something from the stable or zoo, for example, feathers or wool. It will be interesting. So the next is perception. You can think how many different types of surface can you find in your everyday walk. Let's think. It's asphalt, grass, sand, stones, cones, water, and that's it. Try to give your dog more experience. And also you can do it at home by using the children's orthopedic mats. And the last example is taste. This is the easiest way to give your dog more experience. It's to give small pieces of food while you're cooking, or you can prepare on you can eat buffet with small pieces of allowed food. And originally, dogs are scavengers, and they spend time looking for food. And you can allow a dog express natural feeding behavior using a food-raising toys. In this video, you can see a Phoebe, and she's using a sniffing mat. Also, I can use Kong or maybe something else. But don't use it with very angry dog because they increase frustration and not stimulate the brain. So it's what's easy, yeah? And why is so important? Because environmental enrichment gives our dogs an opportunity to choose, increase self-confidence and curiosity, and help them to meet their basic needs. Also, it's reduced stereotypic and self-injurious behaviors, improved learning, reduce aggression and fear, decrease reactivity, slow cognitive decline, improved memory, and last but not least, just funny. And a few examples. In this video, you can see some house. You can put some stuff on the floor and put the small pieces of it between them and let your dog find it. It's very easy, and I think it's very useful for dog. So she find it. Yeah. And another example, we was on alpaca's farm, and I bring a small pieces of wool to my dogs. And what's surprising for me is that they want to eat it, but they really love it. And it was very funny for all of us. So it's easy. And that's all I have to say about environmental enrichment. If anyone have some questions, feel free to ask me here in comments or maybe in Telegram chat. And in the slide, you can see my contacts, my Telegram channel. And thank you for attention and supporting.
Thank you, Kate. It was great and really fun. Yes. You've got some comments in the chat. So you can see, shall I read them?
Yeah.
Everybody can see. So we always play music. I think my puppy likes it. So this was the comment. We have this orthopedic carpet. So people agree. Hams are great. Once I brought a raccoon, dog's poo, to my dog for smell. Wow, this is a really enrichment.
Yeah.
Thank you for this interesting talk. Have you tried a sensory garden with different plants?
No, with different plants, not yet, but I want to try it. It's very interesting, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So you
Thank
can
you.
ask any questions in the Telegram chat, and aroma garden as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great, thank you very much. So let me just quickly show you the agenda, the next speaker, sorry. So the next one is Oksana. She is going to talk about sports with your dogs, and she has great experience. So Oksana, just a second. You can turn on your,
It's very emotional.
Go ahead.
Yes. It's a very emotional moment for me. Hello, everyone. I am Oksana Kurbatova. I'm the one sportswoman here, and I have enjoyed our Perfect Speaking Club with all our nice girls, specialists, animal behaviorists, because I'm not only interested in sports, but I'm also interested in deeper reason of their behavior. A few words about me. I'm a certified dog trainer. I'm a top-level sportsman and a regional judge in obedience. I'm master candidate of sports and agility. Our level in rally obedience is row 2. Now we're preparing row 3. A few years ago, me and my standard Schnauzer Leon did frisbee freestyle, but I stopped our developing in this sport because it turns to be not very safe for next level, and we stopped to do it, but it was perfect time for us. I really like to run with my dogs, so you can see us in the photo. We are members of trail running competition in Ural region. This type of sports names canicross. We have some experience in Northwark, in Tribal, in herding. Besides, I'm head of department in big development companies. My introduction to dog sports began from my own 2 dogs. It's standard Schnauzer Leon, and my second dog's border collie Forrest. Do you know film Forrest Gump? He names Run, Forrest, Run, Forrest. It have totally changed my life. Now my dogs is my greatest love, and began to start something interesting with them. First of all, I think about their needs, their well-being, and their physical and mental health. Today, I want to share my personal story before and personal case before my to have my own dogs, and to show us how useful to be active with your dogs. So I will divide my telling to 3 parts. Firstly, I'll tell about my personal story. Secondly, I tell you my opinion how our dogs can help us be more healthier. And thirdly, I'll tell you about new interesting sports for you. So let's start. A question to you. what time a day have you walked when you didn't have a dog? Did you even go for a walk every day? I didn't at all. Before dogs, I work for big development companies, building companies. We finished a lot of interesting projects in Moscow and region. If you live in Moscow, maybe you know Цветной Central Market near Nicholas Circus, Central Hall in Moscow City, Afimol City, and huge region project Mikrogorod Lisu. Yes, I'm a very happy person. I love my work, but then I didn't see nothing around me, nothing, no trees, no grass, no clouds, nothing. And one moment I stopped and decided to buy my first dog, to have companion, to spend quality time outdoors and enjoy life again. We began to run. I was a professional light athletics in my childhood and try to anything in sports together. Now I try to tell you how our dogs can help us to be more active, to improve our health and quality of life. Firstly, dogs are the ultimate exercise buddies. Having dogs is a good way to be outdoors of our work, our home, our family. Secondly, dogs help us to find a new exciting hobby. Your activities together never let you get bored, never. Thirdly, dogs deliver us by making new friends. I never knew before how many determined and perfect people live full life. We met several times a day in short camps, have fun, and train together. Dogs help us in sporting and personal growth. Making sports with your dog opens you new horizons. Not like a sportsman, but also like a personality. Dogs can give us a way to communicate with different people from Russia and foreign countries, to find out about their training and lifestyle. It's another reason I'm here. I'm so excited to communicate with different sportsmen. I'm start to improve my English. Now, I want to tell you about new sports in Russia. Have you heard about trayball? The dog must gather and drive large exercise balls into a football gate in close cooperation with handler. There are 4 places which I know in Moscow with training trayballs. We have local competitions. We are members of offline competitions from Europe, and it's very interesting for Russian sportsmen. Do you know about hoopers? Dogs must navigate hoops, tunnels, and barrels without the risk of traditional agility courses. It's very new sport for Russian. We have 2 clubs in St. Petersburg and Teldom. Rally obedience is next good way to train your dog. This type of sports is sort of like a cross between obedience and agility. We have unified rules for Russia. We have a lot of competitions. We took part in competitions in Europe and all the world. It's very interesting for us. Nosework is more known in Russia. Dogs hunt for specific odors. They can be some essential oils and organic materials. Rules of these sports are accredited in the Russian Cynological Federation. We have a lot of clubs and associations in different towns. We have a lot of competitions. It's never every weekend competitions in Russia. It's perfect, I think. I can tell about sports endlessly. If you need some information about sport, don't hesitate to ask me. And let me tell you more. If you do sports with your dog, you're happy. Thank you. If you have some question, could you write to the chat for us?
Thank you, Oksana. It was really very emotional. Wow, you're so really experienced and people are writing about this. Wow, great experience, such inspiring. Nosework is a good practice. Love, nosework, one love. Can you see? Yeah, can you see some comments? So if you got some questions to Oksana, feel free. In the PDTA conference 2022, there was a cute lecture about nosework and finding, looking for truffles. There is a question. There is a question. So do you think sometimes people choose to do sport they like without taking into account the dog's preference? The question from
Yes, it's very
Mary.
difficult questions. It's very good question. I hope you are not asking about extremities. If you ask about me, absolutely no, absolutely no. If you ask about my friends, it's absolutely no. We really like our dogs and do the best for them. But I know it's the very bad questions and very good questions. I can solve to discuss it in the next our meeting, our presentation, our conference. Yes, I know about it. Yes.
Another question. What could you recommend for a stressful dog? Maybe some kind of sport if the dog is stressed for now.
I can recommend tricks. Dancing, rally obedience, and obedience. We have a lot of like these dogs in sports, and we try to make training not very stressful for them. We have modern methods to do it rightly.
So you look at their state, yes,
Yeah.
how they feel, and
Yeah.
you consider this when
Do you know if your dog don't do the sports, we don't be sportsmen with them.
It couldn't be possible.
It's impossible, yeah. Because it's life, we do the best to what we want, what we can to do it.
Have you ever tried dancing yourself with your dogs? Or do you dance at home?
Yes, rally obedience, since it's like dancing. We use a lot of tricks to do it. But if you ask me about dancing like sport, I don't eat because of free time.
Thank you, Oksana. If you have any questions to Oksana, you
Yes,
can
yes. Write to me,
contact,
please.
yeah, you can contact her in our chat on Telegram or personally. So let's move on. Just a second, I'll show you the agenda. So the next speaker today is Ekaterina Kargaltseva. With an amazing talk about swimming with your dogs. It's really interesting. So, Kate,
Hello.
hello, go ahead.
One moment, I share my screen.
While Kate is sharing, okay, she's
Okay.
already done.
One.
Yeah, we can see it. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm very glad to see you all today. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'll try to do my best. So, a few words about me at the beginning. My name is Ekaterina Kargaltseva. I'm a dog trainer and aqua trainer for dogs from Moscow. And also, I'm the owner of two lovely corgis who were pivotal for learning more about dogs. So I got my basic dog education at a dog case training school. Now I attend different canine conferences, seminars, to know more about dogs and to use actual information at my classes. I have been working with dogs' behavior more than a year and a half, and 6 months ago, I joined a dog case team as an aqua trainer. Can you send me pluses in the chat if you think that all dogs can swim? I'll wait several moments to see, wow, your actions. Thank you. So imagine the situation. Your dog ran after the duck swimming in the pond, and he was so excited that he didn't understand that he's swimming. But if the duck flew away, how would your dog behave? It's just a quick question for I think. So my topic today is what would you do if your dog can't swim? I will divide my talk into 3 parts: about dogs' comfort in water, about safety, and about health. So let's start with the comfort. Returning to the situation with the duck, the moment your dog realizes that he's in water far from you, without any ground under his paws, is decisive. Some dogs can easily overcome the situation, understand that everything is fine and that they can swim, but others dog can panic. And for most anxious and impressionable dogs, it can be a traumatic experience. To try how your dog would behave, you can come to the pool and see it in controlled conditions. One of my main tasks as a dog trainer is to make the first time in water to be comfortable for dogs and to launch the right pattern of moving in water. So here you can see the differences between a wrong and right pattern of swimming. So at my classes in the pool, I show a dog that the pool area is safe, that I don't try to grab a dog into the water, and that there are many interesting things to explore. For anxious and unconfident dogs, it can take several classes to make the first step into the water. So how can I help your dog to move properly? Using a swimming vest to feel safety and reduce the stress for a dog, and to make some manual assistance, for example, fixation, support a dog on water, and to reduce or regulate the load. Now I want to show you a short video how fixation helps the dog to calm down when he's panic in water. Do you see the video? The dog was panicking, but when I hold him on my arms, he calmed down and become more patient, I think. It was his first time in the water, and now he's okay with it. I see some questions, but I return to them after my presentation. The next part is about safety and outdoors activities with your dog. It is very important to teach your dog to behave properly in water with people. If dog feel anxious in water, he certainly would try to climb on a person. And if you are not in a wetsuit or it happens at a depth, it can be damaging. So we should explain a dog how to behave properly on our arms, and to know some commands in water, to go into the water, to go back to the shore, to turn to the owner or swim near. And one of my favorite trainings, my favorite part in training is using a subboard. And most of my dog students love it as much as I do. It is one more opportunity to have a common activity with your dog. And also it can train balance and waiting. So it is very useful at the classes. So we're going to the next part, but not least, it is about health. Swimming is a specific kind of activity involving more muscles than pacing or trotting, but at the same time, it reduces the load on the musculoskeletal system. So swimming fits for many different types of dogs, from puppies to the elder ones, because it can help to recover after injuries or surgeries, develop proprioception and a muscular frame, and it helps to lose weight safely. But also, swimming has some contradictions. For example, pregnancy, skin damages, epilepsy, problems with the cardiorespiratory system, and some problems with musculoskeletal system at all. If you are not sure that your dog is healthy, you should go to the veterinarian first and then come to the pool, because you may need some tests to understand what's wrong with your dog. So to sum up my presentation, why should you come to the dog's pool? If you want to try how your dog behaves in the water in controlled conditions, to teach your dog swim properly, if your dog needs swimming by veterinarian prescription, and to overcome some behavioral problems, especially if your dog is not self-confident, swimming is a great opportunity to be more confident in their daily life. At the end of my presentation, I would like to show you 2 short videos in slow motion of one of my students jumping into the water. Wait. one picture is outside and one picture inside the pool. And here you can see my contacts. I would like to meet you and your dogs at the pool. And if you have some questions, you're welcome.
Kate, thank you very much. Amazing dogs, amazing kind of sport with them, and amazing way to help to release stress. Great. So we've got some comments. Some of our participants has worked as an aqua trainer too. I guess maybe you know each other. So yes, our first trainer grabbed into the water, yeah, and made a fear of water. So yeah, this is.
We also work with the fear of water, but it can take several classes to improve the situation, to show that it is okay, that it is the safe area, that the dog can control its life, even when he's or she is in water. Or I like to use subboards to reduce the fear of water, because the dog is in water and not in water at the same time. And also, sometimes it helps to use some toys. When the dog takes the toy, it is time to move away from the bus. So catch the toy and go away. It helps them to understand the roles of the game. The temperature is comfortable for dogs. If we are talking about outside environment, it is okay if it higher than the 16 degrees, but be very you need to
be aware, I guess.
Be aware,
be aware.
not to after swimming, to help your dog not to feel cold. In the pool, we have 24-26 degrees at the summertime and 28-30 degrees at the winter and autumn time. So it is very comfortable to swim. I like it. About jumps, this dog likes to catch toys, and he started to jump at second or the third class in water. So most of my students can jump when they understand that it is very funny, and I don't try to kill them. And moreover, some dogs love swimming so much that they are trying to jump into the water before me and swim. Aqua Road, it is a different type of training. I think that it is useful to recover from injuries and surgeries in different cases, but it is not like swimming, and the dogs feel different loads on their muscles during different types of sports. Thank you.
So have you answered all the questions? I'm curious, how many dog pools are there in Moscow or in Russia? I didn't know about them. Well, I knew from you, but before that, I didn't know that there are some pools for dogs.
In Moscow, I know that there are more than 5 dog pools. in Russia, I don't know exactly. I know that there are some complexes in St. Petersburg. Maybe someone from the chat can help me.
Yeah, if you know, yeah, some pools, you can help each other. Okay.
How many time go in a training? If you asking about one session, about 30 times, 30 minutes. 30 minutes for a one time is enough for a dog.
I guess how many times, maybe a week or a month, or
you
to learn how to swim?
It depends from dog. Some dogs swim properly from the first time, and sometimes it takes several months. And using a vest to help a dog to understand how to use his paws in water and not to panic. Once a week is enough for good mental and body load.
And 30 minutes.
It's a mental load for dogs too. Different smells, different perception, different situation.
Thank you very much, Kate. It was very interesting. You can see how many questions from the participants. Great. So, and we move on. I guess I should switch to my screen. So we're going to have some short coffee break. I guess 5 minutes just to go to pour some tea or coffee or something and get back. Okay, so let's meet like in 5 minutes. Hope you won't leave and stay, because we are going to have amazing, interesting speakers soon. So 5 minutes break. Nastya. So show us somehow that you are here, Zoom reaction or camera or something, because our next participant speaker is coming. Yes, I can see you're waving. So are you here? Everybody's here?
Yes.
Here, yeah, I can see in the chat. Just a second, let's wait. Yes, okay, thank you for your yes. All right. So the next speaker, Anastasia Panfilova, and she's going to tell us her wonderful personal story about puppies. And her talk is called Puppy Nation. It's a very creative title for the talk. Puppy Nation, from a puppy, from a pupa to a dog. So Nastya, go ahead.
Thank you, Leila. Hi, everyone. I'm Anastasia Panfilova. Just a moment. Hello, I'm Anastasia Panfilova. I'm a dog trainer from Moscow. I'm really nervous. Those are my dogs, Rocker and Fiona. This is a story about my junior dog, Fiona. She's the reason I became a dog trainer. The title of my report is Puppy Nation, from a pupa to a dog. Do you know what a pupa is? It's a baby of a butterfly. And if you ever seen a newborn puppy, you know that it looks like more than a pupa than a dog. I would like to talk about two main things. First of all, it's possible to raise puppies without a mother. And I will share my tips for puppy development. So let's start. When I met Fiona and her siblings, they were about a couple of hours old. Back then, I wasn't a dog trainer, I was just dog owner. And I found them in a rubbish bin and took them home. I was very afraid, but I decided to try. Honestly, they were winning so loudly that I knew, that I will take it before I saw them. First of all, I took them to the vet. They were healthy but cold, a little, and very hungry, but here we are. And for the next 2 weeks, I was very, very busy. And what newborn puppies need? Soft heating pad, because they haven't a mother, and they need to be safe. Milk, a lot of milk, massage of their bellies. It takes a lot of time, of course, and you won't get enough sleep in the first weeks, but it's very, very interesting. It's incredible to see like the changes from day to day, and you can see those changes every day. But of course, there are many or not many problems that we can predict. And but we were lucky. Everything was okay. And Puppies was about 2 or 3 weeks old when I called our vet to ask something. And he said, "Oh, they all are still alive, lucky you." So we were lucky. And it's the time for development and socialization. It's very important for puppies to have a friendly elder dog near. And the dog was there. It was my elder dog, Rocky. First days he were not very happy. He was not very happy. But after a few days, he totally adopted them. He slept with them, they played together. He demonstrated them calming signals, and he really helped me so much. What you can use for puppies development is different toys, not too small to avoid swallowing, piece of wood or rags with different smells, and different surfaces, soft, hard, pimply, different sounds, calming music, urban sounds, sounds of fireworks. We took them on a short walks, always holding them in our arms before they were vaccinated. We went to some places, to post office, to cafes, and they were everywhere. They were happy and calm, even at the vets. And of course, don't forget about sleep is very important for puppies because development is a hard work and puppies need a lot of rest. And finally, 2 of them went to their new families. And this is a difficult part too, because in our country, in Russia, we have no animal control, and no one can force a person to be kind with animals, with dogs. So it was up to me totally to find the really nice people. And I asked a lot of questions, and sometimes I wasn't very polite, but the life of my puppies depended on it. And the third one, girl, Fiona, she is still with us. She is still with us. And now I can see what kind of dog she grew up to be. She is scaredy cat a little. She is very sensitive. She's very attached to me and Rocker. Now they are 3 years old. And what I want to say, scientific studies say that artificially fed puppies may have problems. A weak nervous system, fearfulness, anxiety, learning difficulties. But it can be with puppies who were raised naturally. And it's possible to raise a puppy without a mother. Socialization is a lucky ticket to a happy dog's life. Artificially fed puppies may different, but not very much. I can see puppies. They are not puppies, now they are dogs. And they are normally dogs, normally. Not very fearful or aggressive. And the last what? Here they are. All 3. That's and thank you for listening. Feel free to ask questions.
I just took a screenshot of this wonderful slide. Thank you, Nastya. Thank you for sharing. You're really a hero, and everyone writes this. So you're a hero, absolutely. Bottle feeding of the neonates is very complicated and nervous process. Dasha knows about this. Yeah, you're a hero, really. Where did you find these puppies? Yeah, this is, have you mentioned about that or not? Where did you
Yes,
find
I
them?
find it in a rubbish bin on the street. They winning inside, and I
You
saw.
heard them. Yes, you have a kind heart, really. And so nice dogs, lovely story. Great, thank you very much, Nastya. It was interesting. And if anyone has questions to Nastya, you can ask her. Thanks for sharing. Great topic. Yeah, really. Okay, so let's move on. And
we have a question below from Marie Sato.
I'm sorry, my puppy, I'm so thank you, Yulia. My puppy has a fear in outside. How can I do, what can I do? Yes, fear of outside. So going for a walk, for example, yes. She is a very sensitive girl.
I think it's a very big question. Yes, I would start to rise self-confident, to do little tricks, maybe to get little wins every day for dog. Not outside, but start inside the home, in a familiar place, in for dog feel safety, and very
Small steps.
small steps. Thank you.
Small steps
Small
in
steps.
some familiar setting.
Mhm.
Yes. So.
Yes.
Okay, great. Nice to thank you. Thank you very much. So the next speaker is Yulia Rozova. I'm not going to share again my screen anymore. So Yulia is going to tell us about coming from childhood, prevention of aggression in puppies. So Julia, go ahead.
Hello, can you see my screen? Can you see it good enough? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And big enough? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So hello, I'm Julia Rozova. I'm a dog trainer and a founder of socialization school Sputnik Dog. I'm so glad to be here. My talk today includes two of my favorite topics, puppies and aggression. Such different things, right? So we'll try to bring them together. Let's think. Why do people take a dog? And you can drop your answers to the chat. You can read. To walk more, to care of somebody, or a dog was your childhood dream. It was my case, actually. I asked my followers in Telegram and got a huge number of responses, more than 1,000. And there was there also to save life or to complete happiness or for sports activity. Your answers, not to be alone, to have a friend, to have a friend again. It was a dream. Yeah, hello. It was my dream from childhood. Yeah. As we can see, all these answers are about happiness, actually. And no one of these 1,000 and you as well ever sign up to experience aggression. I know that a lot of guardians face aggression in dogs every day, and they also want joy and peace. So today we're talking about prevention, how to avoid aggression since puppyhood. You can see, can you see the second screen?
Yes, we can see it well.
So briefly, I have three things to say. First, the idea of prevention lies not only in the field of socialization. I called here as experience. A puppy comes across a polite and fulfilling dog community and careful people around. Yeah, it's totally important, but it's not enough. And what else? The second factor is calmness, because only when you are calm and focused, you can do things right. The emotional stability helps a dog to communicate more politely. And this quality is not inborn. It's something should be developed in puppyhood by an adult, no matter a dog or a person. And the last one is tools. It's about guardians' working skills, some practical knowledge, what to do in every situation when aggression can potentially happen. So we've looked at 3 points of prevention, which are equally important. And we're talking about puppies, but most of what I say is relevant for adults. And now let's look at each part more detail. Calmness. A baby, no matter humans or dogs, is born with a good working opportunity to excitement. In other words, you don't need to teach puppy to be active. He already is. It helps a child to survive. He has to scream loudly, to run after his mother quickly, and so on. But an option to be relaxed, to control himself, to think rather than act, develops during maturation. And what is most important, it must include the participation of some external manager. Did you see how do dogs regulate puppies' games? They just interfere and split them up if the interactions becomes too tough or overexciting. And the same way a human should do when you're raising a puppy. Don't let him go to high level of arousal. And in time, he will be able to decrease his level of excitation by himself. The best age to install this option is 4-5 months before the puberty. Next, provide a dog an appropriate amount of sleep, no less than 14 hours a day, and 16 is better. Relaxation technique could be helpful as well. Just be careful. Don't use so-called relaxation involving mechanical impact in a dog's body. A good example of calming practice is T-touch or relaxation ethological protocol without using any treats. I will give you some sources at the end. The next area I'd like to focus on is experience. Puppy classes and social working is a good field for providing plenty of nice experiences with both dogs and people. Unfortunately, puppy classes in Russia are usually training classes where puppies learn some obedience skills and have some exciting communication in between the classes, our school Sputnik Dog is working with puppies and adolescents, focuses on some other things, exploring the world, polite interaction with other dogs, and being emotionally balanced. A puppy having such experience is able to communicate, to display calming signals, and to appease counterparts. When you walk your puppy, pay attention. Who do you allow him to communicate with? Is it okay for him if two big dogs sniff under his tail already for 20 seconds? Is it comfortable if a child pet him on the head? Help your puppy to handle difficult situation. Call him to go. Ask people to not touch. Split him up from other dogs. Be on his side always, because if you are not, a puppy teaches that he can rely only on himself. And when he gets older, he'll try other ways to cope, and aggression will be there. And the last topic, tools. Comfortable equipment allows the dog to express freely all canine rituals in dog-to-dog interaction. I use and recommend a Y-shaped or H-shaped harness and 5 or more meters leash. Harness that fits a dog reduces the risk of damage and doesn't put pressure on vital organs. A long leash ensures slow walking, and when the dog can sniff and explore, and also can choose to come close or curve around somebody's caring. I deeply believe that the most important things that a dog trainer can teach a guardian are practical skills. What to do in some real life situations. A good example of this, stroking the leash. It's a smooth technique that helps you to turn your dog from some trigger, a cat, a bird, or a dog, without pressure. Hand signal and splitting up allow you to cope with some uncomfortable situation. As an illustration, when unleashed dog approaches or game becomes too tough. Under the tail rule, we've talked about it a bit, as practice shows, it's very annoying and even scaring for a dog when somebody is hanging out under his tail too long. Too long is more than 10 seconds, actually. So in order to avoid some negative reactions, don't let the situation take its course. If somebody sniffs your puppy under the tail too obsessively, call your dog to go out. Use stroking the leash. Ask another guardian to take his dog. Use a hand signal. It helps your puppy to understand some other ways to handle except aggression. If your own dog is too arrogant, also take action. Teach him to stand under someone else's tail no more than 10 seconds. After several repetitions, he can do this sniffing greeting quickly and politely. Understanding a dog's language, I think it's a crucial skill in dog parenting. If you can read a dog's signals, you can know exactly what's going on with your puppy. Is he comfortable or not? Is he scared or happy or tired or needs distance from a trigger? So you can help him more effectively. If you know calming signals, you can use it by yourself. For example, yawning to slow a puppy down, turning your head to show your good intention in some difficult rituals like washing his paws. It's one of the best ways to prevent aggression inside the family. If you teach your children to understand the dog's language, it's actually quite interesting for kids, and it's a guarantee of safe and nice relationship between a child and a dog. If you want to know more about dog's language, you can read a book of Ture Trugas on talking terms with dogs. So I will sum up. If you want to live with a happy, kind, and comfortable dog, maintain calmness, pay attention to good experience, and use proper tools. Here you can see some useful sources. If you want to know more about calming signals, aggression, T-touch, or a lot of canine topics, or find a trainer if you're in Moscow, visit a Sputnik Dog website or social media. To train relaxation technique, welcome to Relax My Dog. If you are living in Moscow and raising a puppy or adolescent, you can join our puppy classes. All information is on Puppy Moscow website. And feel free to ask questions. And now I will read in the chat.
Yeah, there are some questions, and this talk was really very practical, a lot of pieces of advice.
Dasha writes about some other rules. I think it's more about understanding how dog behaves in some situation, what rules dogs usually use between each other for some resources and so on. Yes. Lily Chin's illustrated book on canine body language is great. Thank you. Children love it too. What age of dogs is critical for to win aggression? I'm not understand clearly, Oksana. What do you mean? To prevent aggression? Can you clarify, please?
Yes, Yulia. Yes.
I'm not sure that there's some critical age. I think it is important in every age, but the easiest age is before 5 months. But almost every adolescent faces aggression and goes through the experience of aggression. Almost, I don't know, 95%. And the most important is how the guardian acts, because sometimes a person frightened more than a dog in some aggression situation, and after that he starts to, I don't know, to pull a leash, to avoid other dogs, and it leads to aggression more effectively than some dogs' behavior. So I think it's just about knowledge. You have to know that aggression in adolescence happens almost always. But you have to know what to do and go through this experience to polite communication. I don't know, did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Now my puppy is 5 months. Will be finished Sochi. Mm-hmm. Louisa, experience aggression with my dog. Your wise advice helped me a lot. I hope you will be able to help more dogs and people. Thank you. Socialization is finished in 5 months. I see. No, some sources say that says that socialization window closes in, I don't know, 12 weeks. It's I think that socialization comes through all life. But the most sensitive period, when the dog easier includes in its world all around, it's before 4-6 months, yes, because of specific processes in the brain. So yes, the most the easiest period for socialization is before 5 months, but it's not a rule. It's not a strict rule. You can socialize your dog all dogs' life. So I think it's quite hopeful idea.
All right, I guess Yulia has answered all the questions. If you have more, you can ask after the conference in the chat. Yulia, thank you very much for your great report and for your great English. It was amazing. Thank you, thank you. So the next speaker today and another interesting, great topic is Nina Shelifantyuk and strong bond. Is it a love or is it a problem?
So can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see not as slide, not as presentation, but separate slides yet.
Just a second. So do you see presentation?
Yes, we do.
Great. Hello, everyone. I have a question for you. Do you have a really good, strong bond with your dog? Drop pluses into the chat if you think that you have. Great. I see your pluses. So what if I will tell you that it can be a problem for both of you, for you and your dogs? As you can understand, today I'm going to talk about strong bond and how we can connect it with separation anxiety, how we can see the bond, and how we can make this bond healthy. Let's go. So, hi, my name is Nina. I'm from Chelyabinsk, Russia, and I'm dog trainer. My way like a dog trainer started from my own dog, who was adopted from the shelter 3 years ago. And I have no chance to find some dog trainer in my city, so I have started to learn some more information and start to go to courses and became dog trainer by myself. My dog was really anxious and had a separation anxiety and have no chance to be calm, but I made it
pretty good. So now my main specialty is aggressive and anxious dogs, and include separation anxieties. So let's talk about it, about how the strong bond can be the reason of separation anxiety. So what is the bond? Actually, it's the connection, and in our context, it's the connection between human and dog. So let's talk about how we can see the strong bond, like healthy and unhealthy. So healthy one looks like a dog focuses on you, looks you when he's without of leash, and see you everywhere, and don't feel some separation anxiety, don't feel bad when you're not with him. And our unhealthy one looks like following you everywhere, go step by step, especially at home, can't eat or play without you, and sometimes destroying home, barking while you're not with dog, and like this. This is one of the things which we call separation anxiety. So let's talk about the main parts of the bond. It's 5 parts. First of all, it's safety. Safety, it's when your dog's needs, when your dog feels safe near you. Dog needs to feel safe near you and to know that you're normal. Second one, it's predictability. Predictability, it's a thing which means that the dog know how he will live today, when he will eat, when he will walk, and how you will react, what reaction you will have on the same action. For example, for the barking, for the whining, and like this. This next one, it's interest. You have some interesting games with your dog, actions, rituals, and then your dog is interested in you. Protection. Protection, it's the main myth of everything. Your dog needs to know that you can protect him from any problems, not your dog. You can protect your dog from any other dogs or people for any problems, for anything. Dependence, it is not so romantic, but it's fact. Dogs depend on us. And so this is one of the part of our bonds, it's dependence. So now I have 5 bad advices, what mistake we can make when we live with our dogs. So first, it's taking your dog everywhere with you. Sometimes people do this because they love dog and they think that his dog will be comfortable near you, but it's a big mistake. Being unpredictable, no routine, no more interesting things every day. So sometimes people think that the dog needs really a lot of interesting things every day, every walking, but dog don't need it. Dog needs some routine. And next one, it's giving so many comments as you can and being demanding. And the last one, no rules, just freedom. This is not good idea too. So it's okay, but what we should to do if we already had some mistakes? First of all, put a mask on yourself first. Get that your dog needs help, and this is not so cute, and unhealthy bond isn't cute, it's a problem. The second one, you need to understand that if your dog will separate, If your dog will separate from you, he would feel himself better, and it will be better for both of you. So, and you need to know, too strong and a healthy bond can be one of the reasons of another behavioral problems, not just separation anxiety. The second part, the second step, it's a mask on your bully child. So you need to create more rituals, be as predictable as you can, and build your dog's self-confidence. And the second one, it's you need to improve your relationship with your dog. First of all, respect your dog's personal space and build your own one. It's really important for a dog to feel some freedom of you. And don't lie to your dog. Don't lie to your dog. If you promised him some food or some play or something, give them it. Be humane and don't use any violence. I think this is clear because it's very important. Don't do some violence with his dog or child or anywhere. You need to meet the dog's needs, 5 freedoms, and everything that dog needs. It's not just about food, it's about all life needs dog. And being friend, not owner. It's very important too, because our dog, it's our partner. It's our younger partner, not our some thing. So if you have any questions, I will happy to answer on it, but I wanted to recap a little bit. It's really important and good to have a strong bond with your dog, but you need to make sure that your bond is healthy, that your bond is good, and the bond help both of us. Interesting fact, in the world we have one of 4 or 6 dogs who have separation anxiety, and the main reason of it, it's too strong bond, which one is not healthy. And it's normal to have a bond, to love his dog, but being independent. So but if you will work on yourself with your dog and with your relationship, this bond can be really good thing in your life and help to avoid the problems. So now I'm finished. I'm happy to answer on your questions.
Thank you, Nina. Should I read or can you see the chat?
I can see.
Mm-hmm.
I will start from first one. Which one is first one?
Nina, is he Grayster or not? Grayster, about your dog.
Yeah, I know. No, I think not. But he's from a shelter. We can know clearly, but we have a few similar dog in this shelter, so I think it's some maybe a mix. So thank you, great presentation. Thank you.
So what are the biggest mistakes human can do, in your opinion? Yeah?
The biggest one, I think, it's when human always touch dogs especially when it's a puppy. It's always like, so cute dog, go with me, and touching and kissing and like this. And every time dog doesn't know that he can be alone. The second big mistake, and it's when the dog can't be alone anywhere. The dog always is with you. The dog always with you on the work or on the walk and everywhere. And dogs doesn't know that he has some independence.
Some personal space, yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
He's a very beautiful dog for sure. Thank you. He is.
So thank you, Nina. It was very interesting. And we are having another speaker, and this is the last talk at our conference. We are going to talk about humanization, who benefits. It's the talk by Anastasia Rudakova. Nastya, so you can go ahead.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
I'm glad to see everyone. Did you see me? No? Drop into the chat box if you didn't see me. Okay, 1 second. Okay, thank you. Hello, guys. I'm glad to see everyone. I know that my performance is the last, but let's not fall asleep, please. Quick dog lover test for you. Did your morning start today with coffee or with a walk? Who start with the coffee? Drop something into the chat box. Why are you here? Okay, but it's joke. I also start with coffee today, but who am I? My name is Nastya. I'm dog trainer from Russia. I have been working with dogs for over 2 years, but my introduction into this world happened through my own dog early on, more than 10 years ago. 2 years of practice is not so long, but I've had a lot of clients with different problems, and unfortunately, psychology of people's perception of dogs takes the first place among the reasons of disconnection between dogs and their parents. Our relationships in this case depends on knowledge of dogs' communication or dogs' language and their mind. And today we will speak about the topic from the slide, humanization, who benefits. What is your association with the word humanizing or humanization? Drop it into the chat box. I was grown in Cesar Millan TV show, and my first thing is a bronzed man with white teeth, which gave chalk color into owner's hand. But it's not correct. Lack of humanizing doesn't connect with aversive methods and denial of love. This does not mean that giving love and care to our small friends is a negative practice, but it would be a mistake if we ignoring dogs' needs or replaced to humans' needs. Why I chose this topic? Is it really important? Moreover, I have the same needs with my dog. Okay, easy example from standard cynology practice. Somebody have abused a dog, and then dog pissed on the bed. Dogs take revenge, we think, but humanizing in the wrong. What actually takes place in dog's brain? Of course, you know a dog wants to leave its smell to conflict resolution. As in disturbs our, or in other words, it's secondary emotion. Dogs have not been proven to have secondary emotions. And the last one, our protection. At the same time, the owners do not allow the dog to engage in ordinary dog's activities, sniffing tags, or playing with other dogs. What does humanizing lead to? Health problems, of course, both physical and psychological. Why do people humanize their dog if it's so dramatic? First of all, a dog replaces some contact with close people, actually in old and single people. And people don't have enough knowledge and they perceive dogs in their own image. This reason often appear together. How to dehumanize dog? Learn 5 freedoms, as Nina says. Read cool books, take training with a behavior specialist, and start with a. I want to say that humanizing masquerading is beneficial for people, but it is a really destructive way to communicate. Being with a dog is much more interesting than being with a dog human, because the second is illusion. Let the dog be a dog. It's more important than we can imagine. And now I'm happy to answer your questions, but I want to say that I have problems with a quick understanding, and I will be happy if we send it in the Telegram chat.
Thank you, Nastya. Thank you very much. Can you see the comments?
Okay. Could we see speaker's presentation after this conference? It's question for Leila, yeah, I think.
Well, no, you are the author, so you decide if you want. You can send.
Okay. Okay. You will see this presentation, of course. Are all clothes for dogs human whim? No, we may use clothes, of course, especially when the dog is cold. It's really when dog really need these clothes, and we must choose clothes with freely movies. An interesting book in relationship between dogs and people is Modern Society. Thank you. Nastya, could you please show the slide with the help in a dog's eye once more? Okay, 1 second. One second. Please, one.
Yes, it's fun. By the way, I
will take photo too.
Yes. So,
okay.
If anybody has questions to Nastya or to any of our speakers, now go ahead or comment. So I've got a question to our participants. Can you please write to the chat? Maybe you have found out something new for you from this conference. Please feed us back just a few words. What was the most interesting or surprised you or anything? Yeah, we need to get this feedback. So take a minute just to drop something to the chat. This was really amazing and impressive event. Thank you, Mary. Thank you very much. Thank you. I liked all the lectures, exciting. Thank you, Dasha. Yeah, thank you for your support. So many messages in the chat, your reactions, thank you. And our time management is great. Yes, so it's just 10 minutes to 3 and we have finished already. We need one more conference. That's what I want to tell you, that I hope that it is going to be a good tradition, that we can do every module a conference or some event that can be useful for not only for the speakers to practice their English, but also for the audience, for the listeners, for owners, or for specialists. So hopefully it's going to be. It was interesting. It was a really great lectures. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mary. Awesome. Thank you for organization this meeting. Thank you for joining. I want to congratulate everyone on their English language skills. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. Great. Thank you a lot. Okay, so let's keep in touch. Don't leave the chat, the Telegram chat. I hope that we can communicate there, discuss some interesting topics in English. So this is another way to practice. Yeah, let's be this community of dog trainers, Russian dog trainers, who can practice their English and discuss some interesting topics. Thank you very much for being so active and for being so friendly and supportive. So see you next time. Yes, we did it. Oh, great. Okay, so the recording will be there soon, I hope today, tonight, and I will send the recording as well. So see you all, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.